DJ Koy, Idol. DJ Dongski, Idol. DJ Koy. Basta DJ Koy, guwapo, Panabo, Mixta. With the beat, DJ Koy, Idol. DJ Dongski, Idol. Pride DJs. Basta nindot na to ka, Pansalan, Pride, Digos, Mixed Up. DJ RJ, Idol, Idol. Nindot na to ka, Pansalan, Pride, Walo. DJ RJ, Idol, Idol, Bansalan, Pride, 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 DJs, Bansalan, Pride, DJs. DJ Brad.
Are you looking forward to make investment? Have you ever...
Makihataw sa beat ni DJ Moisky. Basta DJ Raymart, guwapo.
Alam mahulog! Alam mahulog!
Guwapo.
Kauban ng banayag maghataw ng tanan. Iat juday, iat juday. Sige lang. Iat juday, iat juday. Sige lang. Iat juday, iat juday. Sige lang. Iat juday, iat juday. Manayaw tang tanan, diri sa diskuhan. Daghan kayo og tao, mga tutang tanan. Mga tutang tanan, diri sa diskuhan. Kauban ng BBC, mag-iatang tanan. Iat juday, iat juday. Sige lang. Iat juday, iat juday. Sige lang. Iat juday, iat juday. Sige lang. Iat juday, iat juday. Iat juday, iat juday. Sige lang. Iat juday, iat juday. Sige lang. Iat juday, iat juday. Sige lang. Iat juday, iat juday. Juday.
Mobile sound.
Dire Team Band. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant Team Band. Dire Team Band. One coming.
All right, gentlemen, welcome back. We are finally here for Vici Gaming versus paiN Gaming. It is, of course, MLP Dota, joined by the lovely.
lagi.
As a core, that is possible. It's not really where he fits in right now for the most part. We do see this here going more of a position 4, a bit of a greedier support.
You touch my tra-la-la.
They do get rid of the morphling themselves.
To invest in the financial markets. Steve does research on global investment opportunities. Dave does
the opening.
For the most part, I mean, the Abaddon can clear out waves a bit with the shield. It's not the most fast way of clearing out waves for sure. The Shadow Shaman, however, can apply a lot of heavy pressure on those towers, especially once he hits 6. So once that 6 is up, you tend to see these Shadow Shamans just force a team fight near a tower and take that objective fast. And it does scale into the late game as well. You have options to upgrade that. The talents for it are, you know, really good. The Agnum Scepter is there as well. And
You are jamming with DJ Marvin.
but it takes a while.
Monkey Sabar, Monkey Hata, at Monkey Sigaw sa Jam Master Mobile Sound Machine.
Ban the Drow out. About to ask whether they were really planning to leave it there, because it's a very scary hero to leave around. The Vici, of course, will go ahead and pick up the Leshrac. Another one of those picks that we see over and over again, but it's just so darn effective in this meta. And it does, once again, favor that.
You wanna make some noise?
Maximize every time that Doom is off.
nation to be up against, but Vici are veterans. They know how to deal with this quite well. paiN Gaming,
remaining.
4th pick for them. Of course, we did see the Batrider as well coming up for Vici Gaming, but nothing too surprising going on.
And that run buff will make it a bit harder to kill them off as well. And you have some flexibility. The Kunkka can be run as a support.
Now we do have 2 more bans to come out. One will be the Magnus from Vici Gaming. paiN. What are they getting rid of? I mean, it does seem like Vici Gaming are still lacking their position 1. In fact, do you have any guesses as to what they would pick up as their pos 1 right now for Vici? Because I mean, I suppose the Jug's still available. Probably the safest option to go for.
Yeah, the Jug's definitely safe. They could go with something like, I believe we've seen them play the Terrorblade. I think that would slot in quite nicely, considering that he can push quite fast as well. Would have some issues if Doom manages to close that gap, and it's definitely really squishy early on. You're going to be susceptible to the damage coming out from Grimstroke and Kunkka, but I feel like the Troll can slot, the Terrorblade can slot in for Vici Gaming here. If they do pick that up as a last pick, they do have last pick as well, so that surprise factor can come into play.
paiN, they do end up banning out the Jug, so that option isn't going to be there, but the Terrorblade's certainly going to be a good one for Vici if they do wish to pick it up.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm going to be a bit afraid about that TB though, because
5
you
seconds remaining.
do still have the Doom available, who can obviously just throw the Doom out and ensure he can't Sunder. Of course, the Grimstroke Silence is also going to be available. But we'll see. Vici Gaming, they're just going to have to wait for this final pick up from paiN. They are going to use what seems like the rest of the reserve time here for this final pick.
Radiant team pick.
Dusk.
Okay, they'll go for the Tusk. So, position 4 Tusk. I suppose that does make sense, because they were still lacking a position 4 in any sense, but does look like a core Kunkka in the mid lane, and of course the off lane Doom and the safe lane Troll coming out from paiN. Fairly standard stuff, and I suppose you would agree as well with the Tusk. They have some pretty good evasion with that snowball, especially against the lasso.
Yeah, they definitely have ways of dealing with the spells coming out from Vici. They do close out their draft with the Monkey King as well, which I feel is nice, especially up against the kind of heroes coming out from paiN. A lot of them are kind of melee, except, Troll can switch. But everyone else, the Tusk, the Kunkka, the Doom, are kind of susceptible to being harassed by Ori here. Otherwise, I feel like that does do a good job as well. Contributes quite well in team fights, scouts around quite nicely, and pumps out good damage. Takes control of an area, can secure you a push if you drop that ring, just to secure that push going. So it does complement the draft from Vici quite well. paiN, with that Tusk, I see it being really aggressive with Grimstroke early on, and that's really what you want. You want Tusk to be running around with the Grimstroke, getting the stunts on people, magnifying their damage, and just right-clicking people down in the lane. You want to maximize that early roaming potential from both of these heroes. If you do not find that early on, it's very possible for Vici Gaming to just get the farm rolling onto their course if you don't watch out as paiN. So with this kind of duo, I expect them to be aggressive early on, force the issue, maybe slow down the farm from Vici Gaming, and find themselves a snowball into that mid game.
Very nice pun there, John. Thank you very much for that. See how this game does go. Of course, this is game number 1, so still potential for 3 games to come from this series, and of course, we did wait a long time, so let's hope it's a fun one, or at least an entertaining series from both these two.
It seems like VG is set to do that. Of course, you want a fast 6 in the Shadow Shaman, you want to have decent levels on Paparazzi, and you want to have everyone else at least find that timing as well. And once you can, it's fairly easy for them to clump up as 5 or even as, you know, at the minimum 3 heroes, and just take objectives together, and just shrink the map down for paiN, slowly but surely, with all the ways they have of melting these towers.
Definitely agree. Of course, we should mention, great to see some good sportsmanship from both teams. Of course, wishing each other good luck. Definitely a best of luck to both teams in this series. Theo, gonna spot out Yang on that Bat Rider. We have 4DR there in the tree line, just waiting in case he is needed.
30 seconds to
I don't believe Vici will get too aggressive in this top lane. You can already see Fade. Of course, the Monkey King, they will just rotate back towards the bot lane, it seems. Perhaps changing their mind as to where they do plan to be aggressive. Looks like Vici Gaming are set up for 3 bounty runes, so Lettuce was trying to snipe the bot bounty rune there, but he will not be able to get it, so Vici Gaming off to a very, very nice start. 3 bounty runes for them. Meanwhile, they are still making the chase onto the Doom here. Fade hasn't skilled up anything quite yet, just holding on to see if it's going to be necessary for the Shackles, and he will actually commit it now. Paparazzi, ooh, missed the Split Earth. Oh my. Lilith, he will be able to TP out, and I mean, look, it's an unfortunate mistake to start for Paparazzi. Perhaps just feeling like he had to rush because the shackle duration isn't as long as you'd hope at level 1, but his mistakes could cost them in the end, though they will go ahead again, do hit the Split Earth this time with the shackles as well. Lilith should actually be the first blood here, and it looks like it will be. So mistakes were made, but then corrected very, very quickly. First blood will go to the way of Vici Gaming.
It's going to be a bit of a hard time for Lilith on this offlane, especially since he will be solo, but that is what you have to expect when top lane is pretty good for paiN.
Indeed it is. Yang, he'll end up losing his life as well. 2 kills already going on in the first minute of this game. Yang certainly not going to want to give too many more kills away, though it is a very, very dangerous lane here with the Conquer Grimstroke and of course the Tusk. Many ways of killing this offlane of Vici Gaming.
Yeah, they have really strong level 1 for paiN. Just the tag team, the Inkswell, it's really potent once they can close that gap and start laying it on you. And it's not too unexpected to really have that happen. The annoying thing for paiN is definitely DY, just spamming that mist coil.
Gonna make a jump here onto DY. Stroke of Fate will connect, and of course with the tag team of the Inkswell, it's all too easy. Gonna be another kill going to the way of paiN, and again, you've got to be real concerned here for Vici if they continue to throw kills away like this in the offlane. Kunkka is going to get pretty big.
At the very least, you know, the heroes that paiN are killing aren't too reliant on farm. They really just want the EXP. As long as they're in EXP range and not missing out too much from these deaths, they should stay even. If they do miss out too much in that lane, like right now, Yang is being pushed way off the creep line. It's going to be costly because they need a fast sixth on most of these heroes on VG.
Yang going to get started with the sticky napalm. Of course, DY is making his way back in. Like 444 should be okay. Leo is there just in case. Move over to the mid lane where Ori is up against Leo on the troll. So far so good for Ori, and it does feel like this matchup does favor him. In fact, he does get the Jingu Mastery off, but unfortunately for him, he is missing all his attacks because of those whirling axes. So it does feel like the Monkey King Troll matchup will eventually just favor the Monkey.
It's a bit of a toss-up, I feel. I mean, he certainly is doing quite well for himself in terms of clearing out the waves, but if he missteps just a bit, it's very easy for a troll to punish.
Leo, again, being very frustrating with those axes. Ensuring Ori misses all his attacks, though. Run out of mana eventually. He's just trying to really catch up in the last hits in this mid lane, because he did fall a bit behind. Starting to catch up now. Looks like Lilith has just left the bot lane as well for the moment. Just going into the jungle, farming up a bit there. Of course, he does go ahead and devour, and now he does have the Thunderclap available on himself. Not the best ability for the Doom to have, but it's definitely better than up.
Yeah, I'd say at this point, Lilith would be happier off with... something, if you pop that edict, it's not the best cooldown, and you know, you don't really have the best mana as a Leshrac early on. You're gonna want to maintain some of your mana pool for split earth spam, and you know, you just have to kind of make that choice. If you're not gonna find a kill, can't really commit.
Theo, be there with 444, and they're gonna make a chase onto DY. Looks like Yang does return to the top lane, but again, they don't really feel comfortable in the lane. In fact, it looks like paiN are going to get even more aggressive in the Radiant jungle. DY forced to pop the Shrine, but it may not even matter. He's still copping so much damage, and now the Ink Sword coming out, it will connect, and they will find DY, as well as force out that Shrine to be used. But he is going to try and find a trade here onto Theo. Looks like the rest of the paiN aren't interested. Nice chance to knock him down the hill. Now they might try and turn this one around onto Yang. Try and bring a connection. It's there. It looks like that'll be more than enough.
Appreciate.
Yang won't be willing to chase any further, but paiN 1-3 now. Slight net worth lead for them. They do look rather impressive going early into this number 1.
This is really the aggression you have to expect from a lineup of paiN. Again, that support duo they have is really effective early on. If they didn't do this, I'd be very worried. But they're working their draft quite well. Again, maximizing their support duo. Looks like Leo might be having a rough time now down mid. Definitely not managing to man fight against this Monkey King any longer, I feel. So he's gonna have to recover fairly soon, as Ori has kind of taken over 14-8 compared to the Trolls 28-5.
Well, they get a shackles off down to that bot river. Can't really get away from this one, I don't think. He will pick up a double damage, but it's going to cost him his life. And now Ori, if they can find the trade, it'd be amazing for paiN, and they do. They've actually found DY as well with those shards, so Theo really lining his shards up very well. A 1-for-2 trade. paiN Gaming, I feel like they walk away from that pretty happy. In fact, they might find Fade here, although Lilith is being chased down by Paparazzi, but Theo shows himself. There is another rotation from the Grimstroke, although no, Grimstroke TP cancelled, and they'll just go straight back in. Snowball is there to save. It is just on the Radiant creeps though. A nice little play again from Leo, though it may end up costing him his own life. Grimstroke does end up returning back to the lane, but actually doesn't want to help out at all. Lilith's still stuck on the tree line, though. He's juking around and may get himself out, but no, Paparazzi will find himself with a double on the left track. And that was rather unfortunate because they just cancelled the TP, and that was more than enough. VG to feel comfortable.
Yeah, you can't afford to misstep like that against a team like VG. They will just punish you for your indecision and your hesitation. Right there, they did hesitate to commit the Grimstroke and cost them heavily.
Yeah, and to make matters worse, 40R now ends up going down to the top lane. Of course, Aura did rotate up on the Monkey King. He had Yang. His heroes survive this, the Paparazzi will be able to snag that Invis rune without taking any punishment.
Yeah, again, just so much activity on this map. Both teams now kind of looking to find missteps and punish them as they go, but it's been fairly even so far. 7-6 after an amazing start for paiN. It just kind of tapered off, and if they don't manage to grab that significant momentum back, it's gonna be a bit rough. Again, your supports have a pretty good early game. They take a bit in the mid game to really start pumping that damage out again, I feel, and you're gonna have to start playing around your Doom at some point. Once the level 6s come out, you're gonna have to play around that timing with a Soulbind, and you know that's a pretty significant cooldown for that Doom. You're gonna have to really pace yourself as the game goes on, and you can't keep up this amount of momentum, so you have to maximize this period if you're paiN.
Yang, top lane, gonna go for an attempt on the Batrider's life, and he is completely alone, so it's a very easy pick. Nice setup once again there from Theo on the Tusk. Gotta give it to Theo on the Tusk as well. He's been doing a lot of work. Finds himself with 1 kill, but 6 assists as well. He's been involved in every single kill paiN has found. So Paparazzi will end up finding 444. Now Ori, seeing if he can find anything to set up. Looks like the rest of paiN will back off to safe for the moment. And as it stands, at 8-7, but the net worth lead does start to swing the Radiant by 2k.
Yeah, this is probably the time when VG's own draft starts to come online. They're starting to hit their level 6s. You have the 6 up on Fade. He can pressure your tower all by himself now. You have DY starting to get some EXP. Might hit a 6 fairly soon as well. So they are starting to have the tools available to counter-initiate for VG, and that gets a bit worrisome for paiN.
Yeah, making the chase, and he has the lasso available. They're running the 3 heroes of paiN, but looks like they weren't concerned about that at all. paiN do successfully back off, however. Get back to farming the neutral creeps together. This is looking slightly concerning now because Vici Gaming, they continue moving forward. Gonna find another T1 tower and they will take it down. Meanwhile, there was a lasso, but Yang was all by himself. That was definitely wishful thinking for him, and Leo gives him the tip. Thank you very much. With that though, Ori
did overstay for farming there, but looks like they want to punish back for VG.
Yeah, 40 he'll get caught out with the balance strike, and now the Hexler, the splitter does not connect again. 40 though should still be in trouble, though the Soulbind does come out. Now where's the Lilith, and he does find it. Oh, Wukong's command lagging the hell out of me right now. Jumping doesn't matter because Leo, he finds 1 kill. Can he find another? It looks like he probably won't. Ori will be able to take him down. DY meanwhile trying to move forward, trying to get some work done here, and he finds 444 on Ori. 444 is pretty much just a sitting duck right now. Get away from the Monkey King when you're in the trees, and he will end up losing his life. So there is some decent punishment being dished out here by Vici Gaming now.
Yeah, definitely so. Just, again, finding a couple of kills that are really pivotal. The biggest one is, of course, that troll. Slowing down his early game momentum. It's going to cost paiN Gaming just a bit. He did have a pretty rough start mid lane. He was doing well for himself so far in itemization and timings anyway, but getting a death off like that is never good news. And for that battle, which is It's still gonna be at pretty good time. It's not gonna be amazing, but it's still gonna come out at fairly good time. I'd say maybe about 17, 18 minutes, if all
PaiN's middle tower is under
possibly
attack.
earlier if they can really stack up for him.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Ori denies the this room. Probably could have just taken it, but not willing to risk moving any further. Be a smoke coming out from Vici, and again, with that lasso up, they want to get aggressive. Target will be Lelis on that Derm, and he is just a sitting duck right now. There's absolutely no support around him. At the very least, he does have a tier 2 tower there. There's the Hex. Now the Split Earth to follow the Shackles, and it will connect this time around. There will be Theo coming in, but it's all too long, and he comes to lasso himself. So Soulbind will come out with the double silence, and now the double X is coming out as well. The boat will fly in and should connect on both, and it does. But where's the added damage they need? They don't actually have it, and now the side of paiN are the ones in trouble. They're actually being chased down by Vici Gaming. The Shackles do end up connecting, and that is a long distance. Another Split Earth as well, and they will find 444. 3 heroes going down for the side of paiN Gaming.
Yeah, it's really worrisome when you see Fade having been left alone for so long, and honestly, he has been camping that bot lane for quite a while. All he has an Acre Lens as the Shadow Shaman. They really are giving him enough space to really be a nuisance as these team fights break out, because his range is insane right now. He doesn't even have his range talent yet, which comes out at 15. Once that's up, it's going to be a bit wild seeing how far he can shackle people.
Looks like Vici Gaming looking to focus their attention now on that mid lane. And 4DR trying to set up a D, and does get a nice X torrent, though there's the Boundless Strike from Ori. There won't be any follow-up to this.
Step lively now. Your
Dire's
Both
top
sides
tower is
will be more
under
than happy to
attack.
walk out safely for the moment. But of course, I do feel like the waiting game, like patience, does favour paiN a bit more, but it doesn't look like Vici are actually going to give him a chance, because there could be another engagement very soon. You saw Ori trying to make an attempt down the bot lane, but doesn't quite find the prompt spring. Oh, smoke, okay. They get aggressive themselves.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
They're going to aim for D1 for Batten. I'm really too sure about this one. That's just the support Batten you're trying to aim for here. You X him up, the shield is there, but he should end up dying anyway. Surely, the paparazzi was there with the split of now Theo. Going to be chased down. Meanwhile, in the back there is a Soulbind being thrown out onto Ori, but it's not going to be quite enough. He gets a nice power strike to that boat. The side paiN Gaming, they'll find one massive skill. They find another, however. They're going after paparazzi. Haven't popped on any damage to him yet. Leo looks like he will end up dying. The left track, and now the Hex is out. The Doom, in fact, they'll go to the book instead with the Shackles. Or DR, I can only see him getting this one. Fade should eventually, in fact, just drop the Serpent Wall. Group waiting for the Hex or the Shackles. They'll find a double kill on the Shadow Shaman. That'll be good for the mid tier 1 tower.
Yeah, really a rather messy engagement coming out from paiN. What was his simple rotation on a support Abaddon.
The paparazzi, he's already got his Bloodstone up. That's concerned.
One for faster timing we've seen from Rush. Probably the fastest one we've seen in a while. Rushes don't tend to get this reach from the start.
Well, they're going in on a mid lane. A nice snowball saved it, Theo. It still looks like they may be in trouble because paparazzi does on this. It goes for the split earth, doesn't quite find 444, but still keep around the area and will eventually walk in and the kill for himself. Will also find a tier 1 tell. They might not even stop, like they're eating again. They're straight for the tier 2s. In fact, they are going to make a chase onto Levis on that Doom right from a sprint, waiting to read it. The Boundless Strike will come out, the split earth, and he is dead. Unstoppable spree.
and that they can transcend into a tower quite seamlessly. That is the main power of just going from kill to push is really
This Arthur starts to stack up the paparazzi and gonna make him very no contention whatsoever. This is really surgical coming up from Vici. Like, you just see them moving around, they'll find a pick off or two and then straight for the tower. If they keep this up, this game's gonna be in the next 10 minutes. Like, I don't feel like paiN can actually keep up if they're locked into their base, you know, within the next 5 minutes, because they've got
for sure. It's pretty concerning for paiN. If it does go late, I feel like paiN definitely has ways of bouncing back. That double doom is always going to be relevant, and it will always turn these team fights. So you do have that way of scaling, but
that's Soulblind will be there for the Super Bowl as well. Nice support there from theater to there. You will end up getting fade on the Shaman, but Paparazzi is the real hard target to go after, and it won't quite pop yet. But they have found Yang on top of the hill, and they will be able to take him out. Two nice kills going there for paiN Gaming. So Paparazzi reinitiating and finds 444 as well as the troll. Courier even being killed off in the middle of all this.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
it was a pretty good counterfight coming out from paiN. They do get these solid targets there, but again, they're riding off the back of that double doom. Every time double doom's off, VG has opening. That's why they haven't even backed off. It's 3 against 4, and their Grimstroke is going to respond soon. VG doesn't care. They know that made move that fight is gone. That double will not be available. They can match again.
The third to 1 now. 2 assists on the track as well. Of course, getting a it allows them to reset after every team fight. Wow, who's spamming missed calls over and over. There's just not much the paiN can do about this. Until, again, once you, like you said, they have that Doom Soulblind combination. But the tier 3s are about to get pushed. Not being popped quite yet, in fact it's not really available yet. They are going to make a play for Vici while he with the X-Torrent, but Hex will come out from Fate to ensure they can't go any further. And it looks like Vici more than happy with that. I say that they do smoke, but it looks like they want to go for a sneaky play. Here's the time Leo, and he's on point on the side of Vici game. Just trying to the best he can to get some farm and catch up in this game, but it's just sitting up right now, and Paparazzi shows himself at the ultimate, follows the split earth, and well, that is a troll.
That's deep to take out, because if they leave that hole unchecked, paiN is going to ride on the back of that carry to bring him back. He has, you know, he has the battle free up, he has his Yasha, he can clear out these camps quite fast, so you do have to be cognizant that and beat this for the targeting and keep in check every time, and that's going to be a bit concerning for paiN. They can farm on their side.
Vici Gaming now, perhaps maybe going to go for a setup of the Roshan. Arcane Rune is going to be there, that top rune spot. But they don't even want to go for the Roshan, they want to go straight for another team fight. There is smoke being popped here though from paiN, and again they do have that Doom Soulblind combination now available. See what they can find out of it. Vici Gaming, seemingly knowing what's going on, they start with the Roshan. Serpent Ward's popped, as well as all the damage that the Franci's putting out. It should really not take very long. Even if it does, it's not really going to matter because it appears paiN has no it's
a bit rough. I don't think paiN really managed to kill off the big targets they need to kill at this point. With a second life, you're going to be really hard pressed to kill off Paparazzi for sure.
Go ahead, let the Roshan take the Aegis, and it looks like they are going to return to that top lane. see how paiN go ahead and defend this one. On this side of things, at least, paiN does not have the Serpent Walls available, but it does make the push slightly
Dire's
harder.
top tower is under attack.
Just a bit much.
Yeah.
Like, even without that Shouted Shaman, Leshrac with a Diabolic Leader, still gonna melt these towers. The right clicks coming up from the Euros, not the most amazing, but he just flush. Well, we've seen him do it on most of these towers. It's been mainly him. The wards were never really good on these towers.
Oh, 40 try to see if he claimed it. It's caught out the Yang, and the lasso was good, but it's what. But it looks like it won't even matter. Buyback is there. The mid-range again being claimed here on the ready side.
It's hard, especially when you got set. You still find out you can't come up for this. It's a lot of impact from it. You can't get that combination off, and it definitely shouldn't last engagement. The defense is going to be really hard without that soulbind for 1 minute.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
That'll be a secondary Rax, and yeah, I was wondering how long it was going to take after that get up the last team, but if you call a DG, and that's fair enough. Is there? He handled it for 24 minutes in. It was pretty hard to come up against, and well, better off just leave it at that and go to game number 2. Vici Gaming go into this series with a 1-0.
Still find out you can't come up for this. It's a lot of impact from it. You can't get that combination off. And it definitely shouldn't last engagement. The defense is going to be really hard without that soulbind for 1 minute.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
That'll be a secondary Rax, and yeah, I was wondering how long it was going to take after that get up the last team, but if you call a DG, and that's fair enough. Is there? He handled it for 24 minutes in. It was pretty hard to come up against, and well, better off just leave it at that and go to game number 2.